Should you pay off your mortgage before you retire? Well, the short answer to that is yes. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about why you should consider doing this before you retire and why even paying off your mortgage and putting that extra money towards your mortgage has better bang for your buck than many cases than saving more for retirement in those last 5 to 10 years before you retire. So in today's video, I'm going to tackle how you can do this, specifically why you should do it, and why you should ignore some of the conventional advice out there about why you may want to keep a mortgage. Personally, I think it's hogwash, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about why that is. Hi there, my name's Ashley Micciche, CEO of True North Retirement Advisors, where we specialize in retirement and exit planning for business owners. And I'm super excited to talk about today's topic, which is should you pay off your mortgage before you retire? So let's start off by talking about why you should pay off your mortgage before you retire in the first place. Well, for many Americans, your house payment, your mortgage, is your biggest monthly expense. If you look at a line item of all of your expenses for the month, I wouldn't be surprised if mortgage was right there at the top of the list. And for many Americans, it actually represents a third of your total monthly expenditures. So if you pay off your mortgage prior to retirement, all you have left is just the property taxes on your house. So you can cut down your monthly expenses in retirement significantly and make it a lot easier for you and your spouse, if you're married, for you to keep up with all the other expenses, all the other needs, everything else that you're going to face in retirement. A lot of times when you hear people talk about paying off your mortgage, the first objection to that would be, well, if I pay off my mortgage, then I won't get a tax deduction anymore. Okay, well, here's why that's hogwash, frankly. Let's say you're paying $3,000 a month in mortgage, taxes, and insurance, and you pay off your mortgage. That's great. That's $3,000 of expenses that you had before that you don't have any longer. You're just paying the taxes. Now, people will say, hold on, I would like the tax deduction for still maintaining a mortgage. Well, the problem with that is that $3,000 is still going out the door, and only a fraction of that is the tax benefit that you receive by maintaining a mortgage. So you're still having more going out the door than you're benefiting from having that tax deduction. Okay, so let's talk about actually how you can go about paying off your mortgage, because it's one thing to say, yeah, I'd love to do that, but it's quite another to actually do that. First of all, I don't recommend withdrawing money from your IRA or another retirement account and taking this big lump sum out to pay off a mortgage, because you are cutting into your retirement nest egg and you're taking a big lump sum out. And it's sort of like, it's no different than if your portfolio dropped by 10, 15, 20, 30%, whatever that is, in a big market downturn. It can be devastating long-term for your investment portfolio or retirement. Instead, a better option would be to pay off your mortgage gradually over time. Now, here's an example of this. So first of all, you're going to need to gather just a few basic pieces of information about your mortgage. Payment, interest rate, time left, and balance. Those 4 key pieces of information, you can get them right off the statement that you get every month in the mail, or if you go online to whoever has your mortgage. It's all right there, readily available. And then you take this information and you put it into what's called an amortization calculator. So below this video, I'm going to link to my personal favorite amortization table, amortization schedule. The key is whatever you use, there's a bunch of these available for free online, but whatever one you use, it has to make sure it includes a spot where you can enter extra payments, because this is where the magic happens. So let's say that you have 16 more years left on your mortgage, but you want to retire in 9 years. So what you can do is you can back into the extra payment amount that would be required in order for you to pay off your mortgage by that 9-year time frame when you retire. And then that way you can add those extra payments to your mortgage every month. It becomes a lot easier to pay off your mortgage when you do it gradually over time versus in one big lump sum. And even if you can't pay off, like even if the numbers don't work out, it doesn't work with your budget to be able to fully pay it off, it's still worth it to add those extra payments, because anything extra reduces the time period. And if you stick with it, yeah, maybe if you can't pay it off in 9 years, but you can pay it off in 10 or 11 years, that's better than 16 years. Another common question that I get is that, well, hold on, if I only have 5 or 10 years left for retirement, why would I spend money and time and effort paying off my mortgage? Shouldn't I be focusing on saving more for retirement in these last few years? And the answer is yes, obviously you should be saving for retirement and focusing on that, especially in the last few years. But if you run the numbers, chances are you're going to be better off the majority of the time if you put that extra money towards paying off your mortgage and getting that debt out of your life forever versus saving that same amount. Most of the time, if you actually run the numbers, you'll come out ahead by focusing that money and putting that money towards your mortgage. Now, again, you have to run the numbers for yourself on this, and I would encourage you to do that. As a first step, here's what I would suggest. Like I said earlier, I'm going to link to my favorite amortizations calculator. It's from bankrate.com. Seriously, it's going to take you 5 minutes. Grab your mortgage statement and go sit down and click on that link, enter your data, and figure out what it's going to take in order for you to pay off your mortgage by the time you retire. Thank you so much for listening. Again, my name is Ashley Micciche, and if you like this tip on retirement, consider subscribing to our channel. I also have a daily podcast, yes, daily podcast on short, quick retirement tips, including how to unload your debt, which is where I got the idea for this particular episode. If you haven't already subscribed to the 1 Minute Retirement Tip with Ashley, you can do so anywhere you listen to podcasts, and I'm also on Amazon Alexa. So if you go to your flash briefings and skills on Amazon Alexa, you can search for 1 Minute Retirement Tip right there, and you can find me there. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and I will see you next week.